Today's knife arguably has to be considered one of the most versatile blade shapes available today. You are going to want to see this. Hey, I'm Jay, and if you're looking to buy a knife and you need to see what it's like first before you drop your hard-earned money on it, here's what you got to do. Click on subscribe so I can help you, and remember to click that bell notification so you don't miss a thing. All of the specs that you are currently looking at are measurements that I took personally myself, so those of you interested, good spot to go ahead and pause and read. This is the Bestech Toucan, and as usual, we'll get into what I like about this, then we'll go over some of the potential deal breakers. First, let's do the size comparisons. We're going to start out with the Benchmade 943 and of course the Spyderco PM2. And what's another good size knife? Ooh, how about this one? Cold Steel Ultimate Hunter. And let's do another Spyderco. Of course, the Endura 4. One more is going to be this guy that I do not bring out often enough. The ZT-0562. As a company, by now, most of you are very, very familiar with Bestech. They are the very same manufacturer responsible for, you can see the lion up top, and the spike, and the thorn. Starting with the blade, I mean, this truly is unique. Very, very versatile shape. I mean, you're looking at basically a combination, well, clip point, tanto, and even a recurve. Yet you still get the benefits of a drop point with a really good amount of belly for cutting on flat surfaces. This measures out to be 3.5 inches of D2 steel, so that's going to hold an edge for a good long time, with a gray diamond-like coating, which I truly believe is always good. Just helps to increase, you know, the corrosion resistance, since D2 is more susceptible to rust. Now, it almost has a full flat grind, and check out this very, very usable forward choil. So, of course, you can go ahead and choke up when needed. At its widest point, the blade profile measures about 1.16 inches with a nice and thick 3.75 millimeter thickness. And you know I like my thick blades. This blade is now riding on it's a ball bearing pivot, and it has just fantastic action. I mean, look at that. When deployed with the flipper, or you can use the thumb hole. Now, once this is opened, I want to show you the liner. It looks like it's locking up at about, what do you guys think? Yeah, it's about 20%. And let's check how secure that is. Absolutely zero play in that blade in any direction. Now, the centering, as usual with Bestech knives, is perfect. And of course, Bestech also has the detent just absolutely dialed in. I mean, no, there is no way that I can shake this blade loose. Now, this does drop shut. Let me show you. I mean, it does require just a little bit of shake and bake. And you can also do, you know, for those of you that like to do that thumbnail closure where you actuate the lock, you let the flipper hit your thumbnail, and then boop, shaker closed. There are 2 areas of jimping here on the Toucan. On the, let's see, oh, the flipper tab, that's right, on the flipper tab, and of course on the blade spine. Not, to be honest, not the most effective, but it's there. The handle, you're looking at G10 scales that are about 4.8 inches long with plenty of room for my medium-sized hand. Now, while the handle, it does feature kind of an angular design, yet it remains very comfortable with no sharp edges anywhere and just excellent traction, providing a very good grip. In the pocket, the Toucan, it isn't too bad. Now, it does have a closed width of a respectable 1.22 inches, and it has a handle thickness. It is over a ½ inch, and that's at 0.62. So yeah, we are kind of talking like Benchmade Griptilian kind of handle thickness. And as you can see, the clip here is not at all deep carry, and it is in fact just one position, which is tip up for righties only. Yeah, no lefty love today. And speaking of that clip, I never understand why companies recess, the attachment area with this type of pocket clip. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, you see it on clips like, let me show you, like a fold-over clip, like here on the ZT-0562. Yes, here it makes sense to recess that attachment point, but this type of clip, yeah, I don't know why they do that. I would sooner that it was not recessed and then they took the money saved there and gave us a left-handed carry option. Now, looking at this clip, to be honest, I'll bet it looks like that you could harvest a deep carry clip off of a $16 Kershaw grinder, because it looks like that the screw positioning is exactly the same. And just so you can see an example of that fold-over clip on the Kershaw grinder, this is the exact same clip that I have actually installed on my dividend. Now, disassembly of the Toucan is fairly simple here. I mean, there is only just the 2 body screws and then, of course, the pivot. Now, I want to go ahead and quickly grab the scale so I can show you how much this is going to weigh you down. Before I toss this up on the scale, I just want to show you here. Yeah, for the most part, I mean, the construction, it is partially open with this combination backspacer and lanyard hole. Now, Bestech did go ahead and, let's see, did they do both? They sure as heck did. They skeletonized both of the steel liners in an effort to reduce the weight. Let's see how they did. Yeah, 5.4 ounces is going to be roughly the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like, wow, 7 AA batteries, or, yep, almost the same as the ZT-0562. Now, before we get into the potential deal breakers, I just want to quickly remind you to go ahead and click on that subscribe button if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. So potential deal breaker number 1 has to be considered, well, the weight. I mean, at 5.4 ounces, that's teetering a little on the heavy side. It's not too heavy, but for some of you, it may be to carry this every day. The flipper tab is pretty darn huge. Next potential deal breaker, the handle thickness. Yep, at 0.62 inches, I mean, that's a fatty. It really is. And unfortunately, that handle thickness makes using the thumb hole very, very difficult. For me, anyway. I mean, I can spidey flick it open, no problem. But to be able to kind of dig my thumb in there to get that out, I have to stop and think about it and make sure it's, you know, positioned properly. Next potential deal breaker being the pocket clip. Yeah, I mean, there's just no reason for it to not have a left-handed option. And the last potential deal breaker being the sharpening. I mean, it's not going to be impossible to sharpen this, but be advised, I mean, with all the different grinds going on here, the different edges, it's going to take you a little bit of time. So where does that leave us with the Bestech Toucan? Well, let's talk about that. But first, I have a question that I just want to run by you guys. If you could let me know down in the comment section below, I've kind of been kicking around a new idea, and would you at all be interested in watching my live stream? You can pick up your very own Bestech Toucan. I got mine from Blade HQ for 63 bucks, which I feel is a fair price. I was a little surprised to see that they are not, as of this recording, not available to purchase on Amazon as of yet. But I will include the link down below for this on Blade HQ. And you know what, to be honest, it is a little bit bigger than what I would normally carry every day. But I absolutely just love the versatility that this blade shape provides. And Bestech is nice enough to offer this in many different handle colors. But so far, from what I have seen, the gray coated blade is only available with these tan G10 scales. If anyone has different information, you know, please leave a comment down below. So if the size of this knife doesn't bother you, and you're okay with the weight, you should absolutely get this. I mean, it has just great action and constructed with really good materials. And on top of that, it's very comfortable to use. But still, you know, my preferred Bestech knives are going to remain, you know, the Lion and the Spike, which I did already review. At the end of this video, you click up here in the corner and you can watch my full review on these.